Hi and welcome to the Mama Kate Show. Today we are going to make a wreath for inside on your walls or front door or wherever you would like to do it. So here's the wreath that I made. If you'd like to see how to make this wreath, then go ahead and stay tuned. And thanks for watching. Alright, so the things that I'm using, you can use whatever you want for your wreath. I got this wreath here at Walmart for $4. And I'm gonna decorate it. So I got, it's kind of like a net almost. It's really rough filling fabric. And then I got these flowers. This was $3. I got a white one as well. And then I got these cool beadish looking things for $3 as well. So these are the products I'm gonna use to decorate my wreath. So the first thing you want to do is cut off any tags. So I do have scissors here. Just gonna snip that off. And then also plug in your glue gun because you want that to be warming up. And if it gets on the counter, it's really easy to just scrape off. So don't stress too much about it. Alright, so I just cut a section of my fabric. It's actually 2 layers thick, just right off the edge of it. And I'm just going to do strips that are about just over an inch wide. And I'm going to cut them all the way across, all the way down this fabric. Okay, now that I have my strips cut, I'm going to start to glue them on. And I'm going to mostly stick to like one side right here. And this will be the top here. So I'm going to stick just kind of to this one side a little bit down it and leave kind of it blank over here. So here we're going to just make little loops like this, and if that's hanging off, it's fine. Just you're going to tuck it in and kind of give it a little dab of glue. Okay, so this is kind of what we're going after making, is like these little loopy things. Okay, so how you're going to do that is you're just going to put some glue on one side of your fabric. Be careful not to touch underneath because this is like a mesh. This glue will seep through. And then you're just going to loop it around. It's kind of almost like a cancer ribbon. So you're going to loop it around and just kind of push. Again, try not to touch underneath it too much because the glue does seep through. Just make sure it's kind of secured together like so. You're going to do that with all of your loops of fabric that you have. So let's do that. I'm going to show you a couple more times just so you can see, and then I'm going to just finish them. So glue and then loop it around and kind of just push. You don't need a lot of glue, it just will go through it. So just a little bit of glue on there and then loop her around and push. Like so. And then again, some glue. Loop it around and push. You also could just kind of ripple them together or do the fabric however you want. I just think this will give it a really full look and be super easy to accomplish. And I mean, I think it'll be really cute once they're on the wreath. So, alright, so we have all of the fabrics into the little loops, like so. And now we get to glue them onto our wreath. So how I'm going to do it is I'm just going to, see if I can get a good angle. I'm just going to stick them kind of like this and lay them inside each other, kind of all the way down the wreath. I'll probably do some the other way too, like kind of to make it so it can go both ways down the wreath. So I'm just going to put some glue on them and just push. And you can lay them out first to see how it's going to look, but I'm just going to start gluing them on. So just put some glue and then push it on. And if it's like up on a twig like that, just kind of really soak the glue on there. So I am doing more greens than whites. I'm doing like 2 greens to every white. green right here, and then we'll do a white. So it's starting to kind of just look like little loops. And in the spaces, we're gonna put flowers. So the loops are perfect for when you're wanting to add the flowers to it. All right. Probably. We can put like more flowers right there. And you can thicken it up as much as you want, like on the sides. You can do a bunch like in here, and I might just do that. I just kind of want to see how it's looking, and then judge it on, you know, if I want to add more or not to the look. Okay, now we're kind of getting to where we're gonna have to start tucking them underneath the other ones to make them fit in. We're going to do a white one in that bald spot right there. And just kind of lift up any greens to fit it in there. All right. And then I think it needs another one here. Actually, I can add this one right in here. I kind of always try to hold it in this spot first, if I can, so I can see if I'm liking it before I glue it down, so that I'm not like, oh crud, I didn't want that one there, you know? Okay, so I feel like it's getting pretty thick and nice and full. I gotta hold it up so I can decide if because this will be the top. So I think it's full enough. Yeah, I may add a few more on the inside once I get flowers on. We'll see. Because it'll kind of hang like this is the top. And then that side will just be bare, which I think is really cute. So next step is we're going to cut flowers right here at the stem off of these. I don't think there's wires in these, so we're just gonna, yeah, there's not. So I want them kind of full, so like that, and then we're just gonna kind of maybe have to cut these apart a little bit, but for now I'm just gonna cut them all off of the bunch of flowers, and then we'll see how thick we need them. Okay, so I kind of just cut them into little, that one's not even cut. Okay, so I cut them into little bunches like this, and I'm just gonna kind of glue them in where I want them, but I'm gonna cut the green ones first as well. Okay, so you're gonna stick some glue and just kind of shove the flower down in there, and it will glue itself to something. You know, kind of push a little, but you don't want to push too much because then it will like hold the nets part, or like the netted stuff down. So I just kind of place these where I think I want them, and then I'm going to glue them if I like it. So just kind of go along gluing wherever you want flowers. Glue them to something, just make sure they're pushed onto something. They don't. Part of why I did the loops in the first place was because it's really easy to glue flowers into them and hide the stems. So that's a big part of why I'm doing that. So it's looking pretty cute, just like sporadically put in there. So I'm gonna finish that all the way up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. It's looking good toward the outside, but the inside is still looking a little bit bald, so I'm gonna glue some flowers along the inside, like right here, because as of right now, like, it's looking really great on the outside, and not so much like in here. So we're going to glue some in there. A lot of green in there. I think we'll add some white. It's looking better. Add this right up here. So just kind of put glue on the flower wherever you can, and then push it in. And the flowers, you do just have to kind of put glue on the stems and wherever you can, because so it's like really full looking and fresh and springy and very spring. I'm just gonna add a few more flowers, and then we are going to add our twigs. So I'm just so excited for spring, I can hardly stand it. Like, oh, I gotta make a wreath for my door because spring is almost here. I'm like pumped. I love spring. So I'm going to take these and glue them underneath, and then we're going to wrap them around the top, and then you're just going to glue it to the back as best you can. You do want it pretty secure because it's wired and you're wrapping it around. And then I'm just going to glue it in a few spots along the top here where it's going to be glued to. And then like down the back where it's going to be glued to as well. So, and I want like these twigs and leaves to be sticking out like that. I think it's really cute. So we're going to do that with all of these along the whole way up. Okay, so I've glued it to the back. Now I'm going to wrap it along and glue on the netted part. So this will touch the netted part, so I'm going to put some glue there. Just a nice easy way to know like where to glue it because it will stick the best to the net. So, and then just kind of like up along here.
It's cold out there.
And then glue this part down in here. Two more. So we're gonna glue and wrap around. I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished. Here is our finished product of the wreath that we just made. I think it turned out cute. I'm really gonna enjoy hanging it on my front door. This is just an inside door of the house just to show you. I may have to glue a few things down or whatever, but I think overall it's pretty cute. So here we have the twig pieces right here and here that we put across. Then all of our flower or our fabric loops, and then our flowers put into it. And then on that one side it's just bare. I think it's really cute. You could hang it with a ribbon, or you can just hang it like this. I'm just gonna hang it like this. I think that it looks really nice. You can also just put it on a wall inside the house, something like that. So that's always an option as well. It is kind of heavy once you get everything on there, but I think it turned out perfect. I'm gonna love putting it on my front door for spring. I think it's a nice spring, summer-ish type looking wreath. So if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them below. The overall cost for this wreath was under $20. I'm thinking it was more about $15, which is really affordable, and I think it turned out really cute. So if you want to see more of my crafts and projects, then go ahead and subscribe. And also we daily vlog, so I will leave the link below for that as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.